right, it is great to be back with you. Here again, we don't put any videos up for like 6 months, and then all of a sudden, you get 2 in a couple of weeks. It's amazing. I think Clark Kellogg referred to that as spurtability. So I guess that's what we're dealing with here. So we would just kind of like to take a few moments tonight, actually, Halloween night, wearing my pumpkin pie pullover, and maybe talk again about some very light gauge strings. I actually did a review on the Yngwie strings about 5 years ago. I'll put the link down in the description. And I believe I also did a review of the Rev Willy's 7 gauge. And I'll put that link down in the description. They're back-to-back videos. I was kind of into like a string thing, I guess. And so anyway, just maybe check those out if you want to. These 7s are ridiculous. Just super ridiculous. You can just about bend those things off of the neck. But, and I think in the last few years, I've really kind of transitioned from the hybrid slinkies that were kind of, I think, high-end, probably 9-gauge, low-end, 4th, 5th, and 6th strings, I believe, were from a 10-gauge Ernie Ball set in the big scheme of things. And then I really transitioned to the 8s of the extra slinkies, actually, from Ernie Ball. And I've been playing those for a few years now, and I really like them. Don't break them. Having said that, I'll probably break one tomorrow. And so they're light, but they're not the lightest thing out there. So I kind of want to show you this really high-tech, super advanced, graphic-intensive chart that I made where we can kind of lay out the differences in the gauges in these strings and the sizes in particular. And I think what we're going to notice is that the strings that we would like to review, look at, maybe just kind of review them, maybe do a demo, lots of guitar playing and stuff like that, would be these Ernie Ball Zippy Slinkies. These things are really, really light. They match up with, as we'll see in our high-tech graphic chart here that we'll show you in just a minute, with the Rev Willys as far as going. The Rev Willys go 7, 9, and 11. These go 7, 9, 13. So then your G string is a little bit heavier on the Ernie Ball. And then the Rev Willys go 20, 30, 38. These go, in the Zippy Slinkies, go 20, 26, 36. So the bottom end, 4th, 5th, and 6th, these are even lighter on the low end. And so we're going to string these up here in just a minute. See what they sound like. What are we going to use? We're going to use this, let's just call it a fake guitar. I think we got into those for a while. Oops, hope I haven't damaged it. I mean, gee, it cost me like, $170. And I think this thing has some hybrid slinkies. I don't think they're extra slinkies. Whatever I was playing at the time, this guitar is a few years old. And what's so funny is I broke the first string years ago. And so it only has 5 strings on it. I haven't played this thing in years. It actually plays good. I'm not sure what it sounds like. Let's just see. Kind of ringing. That's horribly out of tune. Anyway, it's maybe not the best guitar to check these things on, but maybe not the worst either. So we're going to change the strings and stretch them, and probably by the time that I record the rest of this video, I have a feeling I may have a haircut. Can't confirm that. I don't know that to be true. We'll see what happens. Let's change the strings. Now, as you prepare to change the strings on your guitar, make sure that you have all of your necessary tools. It's good to have a peg winder, makes it a lot easier, some wire cutters to trim those pesky extra strings at the end of the neck, and also a good screwdriver so you can remove the plate on the back of a Strat. For some reason, they can't seem to line those holes up. One area where you need to take a little bit of extra care is when you're feeding the strings through the bridge. Because if you pluck a finger, ouch, that can hurt. All right, after that painstaking ordeal, we are back. The strings have been changed. And again, we are reviewing, kind of demoing, I guess we might say, the Zippy Slinkies from Ernie Ball. And I just kind of found out, I just saw these pop up and I was curious. I was like, wow, 7 gauge again. I mean, we did the Rev Willy's, but this gauge is even lighter. It's absolutely amazing. But it looks like these were just released at the beginning of this year. I saw an article, a review, I guess, or an article around April of this year. So I guess they are new. Usually I'm a couple of days late and several dollars short. This time we're actually kind of current. It's nothing short of a miracle. Anyway, as I was putting the strings on the guitar, I must say it was insane. The 4th string, the D, which is a wound string, that's a 20. When you're stringing it, you're almost like it doesn't feel wound because it's just so small. It feels like maybe like a G or something. So it's just amazing. So light, just hard to imagine. But let's see what it sounds like. They play great. A little bit of a challenge. I think you really have to be careful with your chording on a scalloped neck, which I do prefer. It will mess with your intonation a little bit. So you just have to have a little bit of a light touch. You have to be careful. But again, the bending is just stupid. It's sick. It's so easy. If you struggle with vibrato, which I do from time to time, it'll help it to snarl a little bit. Plus you couple that with the Strat and you just can't hardly go wrong. But give it a listen. Let me know what you think. Let's turn this down a little bit because it is loud. You just can't imagine how easy that is to play. So check them out. If you treat them right, you shouldn't break them. Anyway, I think the proof is in the pudding, so maybe buy a set, $6.99. Strings are getting expensive, just like everything else. And maybe throw a set on an extra guitar that you have just for fun. They are easy to bend, easy to play, and it seems like it invites a lighter touch, which is something I'm definitely in need of. So let's just play a little bit, see what you think. We'll play something a little unaccompanied, then maybe we'll find something to play along with, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Thanks.
Yeah.